Post-game show alert. Post-game show alert.
It's over. Game's over.
It's all over in Minnesota.
2-0. Indians had, what, 2 hits?
Indians lose 2-0. The sky is falling in some people's worlds. But we urge caution. Relax. I do say this, though, and this is not a reaction to one game or overreaction.
Yep.
The Twins, I believe, are going to be a thorn in the Indians' side for a while.
Right.
Possibly as much as the rest of the season.
Well, they got some veteran hitters now.
It doesn't mean I think they're going to win the division, but I think they're going to be right there with the Indians for a long time. They have legitimate hitters. I think their lineup, when healthy, is better than Cleveland's when healthy. Obviously, huge disparity in the rotations. I get it, but here's your final box score, line score.
The Twins 2-4-0. The Indians 0-2-0. Kluber pitched great. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. He also issued 1 walk. Gonzalez went 1 for 2.
Marwin
with a
Gonzalez.
double. Yeah, Marwin 1 for 2, a double and 2 RBIs. And Barrios, 7 2/3, no runs, 10 strikeouts, and 7 2/3 of an inning, and one walk issued. That was to Carlos Santana. All right, so if you want to talk about it, if you were watching the Indians game and you're watching us right now, we've got the live post-game show. If you want to join in, 216-575-0403 is the number to call. Well, the word on the Indians was great pitching, not so good hitting. Well, they didn't have the hitting, and they wasted great pitching. So even if your pitching is great, you're going to lose games 2-0, 3-2. You got to find offense somewhere along the line, Dennis.
Yeah, and I mean, I keep thinking about in a scoreless game, you have the runner at second for the Indians with no outs.
Early on, about the 3rd or 4th inning.
Yeah, and you have Jose Ramirez at the plate, and you expect something other than a pop-up. Now, what did we see in the second half of last year and into the postseason with Jose Ramirez? Well, pitchers decided, you know what? He's not getting any fastballs anywhere near the plate.
Right.
We're going to throw him breaking stuff and change-ups.
And if he wants to swing at it, be my guest.
Absolutely. We are going to capitalize on how antsy he can get at the plate, how eager he gets at the plate. And I want to say, I can't be positive, I glanced at it as we were heading into the studio. I want to say the pop-up by Ramirez on the Barrios pitch was a changeup, which is or at the very least, an off-speed type of pitch that is the one that was causing Ramirez problems because he was too eager. And once he pops out, now you got 1 out. Barrios is looking at this going, I could get Tyler Naquin out.
I don't care if he's 3rd on the batting order.
And sure enough, strikes him out. And then the next batter's out, and that's the end of the inning. So to me, there was the opportunity there for the Indians to do something and put some kind of pressure on the Twins.
Without overemphasizing one game, as we talked about before, they're going to have to do more situational hitting. They just have to. And I think you hit it on the head in Ramirez's case that he was flustered last year. He was also changed his swing. He looked at his home run total and wanted to get it higher than that. And
wanted 40.
Yeah, wanted to get 40. Didn't get it. And you're going to have to adapt, especially when you look down the lineup and 5 through 9 is not, at least at this point, not very good.
Yeah, and here's the debate that rages in 21st century baseball, given all of the analytics and all of the the 21st century thinking about the game.
Right.
Is small ball is for the birds. The new schoolers say, no, you don't bunt guys over. You don't give up an out. You swing for the fences. You try to draw walks because on-base percentage and slugging percentage are paramount.
Do you find it strange that Chris Antonetti, as an example, came up through the Ivy League and all that, but still came up with fundamental baseball? Mark Shapiro did, so did Chris Antonetti, and yet it's almost like they're just tossing it to the wind now.
Well, the new school guys would say that their version is fundamentally sound, but I know what you mean when you use the word fundamentals. Fundamentally getting runners over,
right.
Sacrificing them over. How many hit and runs, run and hits have you seen in the last? Let's say, of course you're going to laugh and say, oh, they didn't play during the offseason. I'm saying in the last 12 to 14 months of MLB games that count. How many times have you seen running hits
it's a
or hitting runs?
It's a lost art.
It's a dinosaur these days.
Bunting
Sack
used
bunts
to be
are
that
being
way.
taken away.
Yeah, bunting was even more of a dinosaur, but that's what's happening with today's game.
Unless I know that the new schoolers will say, and I'm for new school stats and whatnot to a degree. But there's also a human element in the game, and you have to read the game and say, you know what? Maybe in this case, I'm going to go ahead and play for one run.
Yeah.
Even though the book tells me don't do it.
Which is the way Terry Francona likes to play the game.
Yeah. But in the case of the Indians today with Ramirez, would I have had him bunt the guy to third? No, not in that case because of what was behind him. 2-1.